Hey, 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 what is going on? Travis Greenlee checking in once again from beautiful Steamboat Springs, Colorado, with another episode of Lifestyle Business TV. It's an absolute pleasure to have you with us today. And I've got my special guest. I'm so excited for you guys to meet Joshua Bloom. For those of you guys who don't know him, man, I don't know where you've been because this guy is everywhere. I mean, he is just absolutely everywhere. He's just tearing it up in terms of serving and supporting people all around the world to live better lives, to reduce stress, to become more productive, to really enjoy life to its fullest. And let me tell you a little bit about him. He is the creator of quantum energy transformation. He is also the founder of Emotionally Free TV. Joshua, it's an absolute pleasure and an honor to have you with us, my friend.
Thank you for having me. I'm really excited to be here. I know that whatever we're going to do tonight is going to rock it, so I'm excited.
Yeah, I like that attitude, my friend. So let's jump into it because I know that we've got a lot of people now that are building their businesses and wanting to really create more freedom in their lives and have more time and more space and more enjoyment and more fun and like everything, right? Everything in their lives. But one of the biggest things that I think is really beginning to pull them down and to keep them from what they want in life and to keep them from enjoying everything is stress. So tell us a little bit about that as far as, why is stress such a problem today?
Well, stress is a really big problem because we don't even know that it's happening. It's kind of like sneak attack. And all of a sudden, we get into what's called fight or flight. And then we don't even know that it's happening to us because it starts to feel like normal. And stress becomes a pattern, and it's something that we don't even really recognize as stress anymore. It's like, this is just how I feel. And because of that, the issue is that those patterns and those habits keep us in what we call fight or flight. And when we're in fight or flight all the time, we're in a place called protection, always trying to protect ourselves from this and from that and trying to be safe. But there's another place called being in your body, being in your safe place. And when you're in that place, it's a growth place. When you're there, wow, you are strong, you are balanced, you might be doing a lot of things, but you're not stressed about those things that you're doing. So how you use your energy and your mindset really makes a difference in how you deal with and handle your stress. You're not going to get rid of your stress because stress happens all the time. It happens with what you're thinking. It happens from squiggly lights that we use, those fluorescent lights that we're using. They're really bad. Microwaves, tablets, computers, all these great things that we use cause stress just as much as a situation does. Even the food that we eat causes stress. So this is a big problem because everything we do, even good stress, causes stress. So it builds up and stacks on top of each other. And when we don't realize it's happening, we get stuck. And then then it gets really a big problem because you've now stacked up your stress because it builds, right? Mm-hmm. So as we stack up the stress and it builds, then we get to a point where we can't sleep and we can't operate our business and we feel like something's off, but we don't know what it is. And stress can really create havoc in our lives. So the problem with stress is mainly that we don't know it's coming. And when it's there, it's such a habit, we don't even know it's happening.
Right. Oh, man. And again, that's the trap. It's that invisible trap. We don't see it, we feel it, but we don't know how to get out of it, right? And we don't know how to move forward. So tell us a little bit about that, because again, that's your thing. That's your specialty in terms of not only helping people to identify their stress and what's causing the stress, right? And these different things that you're sharing with us, but then also beginning to move through that stress as well. And so there's a process that you've coined is quantum energy transformation. What the heck is quantity energy transformation? I mean, it sounds like I was saying sexy as can be, but what the hell is it, man? And how does it work? How does it help people?
Well, it's energy work mixed with the understanding of your beingness. So we're going to get into a place of beingness rather than being in a place in your head. You see, we think so much. We get so in our head about things that we overthink. This is where we can't sleep so well, and things get kind of in the way. We get in our own way sometimes. So quantum energy transformation, what it does is it gets you back to your center, back in your body, back in a place where you're actually making smart decisions. You know, Dr. Bruce Lipton always says that you get into this stuck energy because it becomes a pattern, this habit of getting into fight or flight. So when we get out of that pattern and we get into our body and we get into that place that makes us feel strong and good, then our business and what we attract shifts in big, huge ways.
Mm-hmm. Give us an example of that, if you would. So for instance, like working with a client, maybe somebody that's going through a problem like this or a situation like this, from a tangible or a practical standpoint, something that we can really sort of sink our teeth into, and maybe something that we can actually do and practice ourselves. Give us an example, if you would.
Well, there was a woman that came to see me many years ago, and she had some really big issues. Her big issue was that she couldn't get a job. She was very talented, and she wanted to work, but she was already out of work for a year. She would interview, she would never get the job. She would feel the interview went well, still wouldn't get the job. She went back and studied to see if she could do better at what she was doing, and she still couldn't get the job. So she came to see me and said, Joshua, I'm really kind of stuck because no matter what I do, no matter how well I do, I can't seem to get the job I want, and I deserve to have my dream job, but I just can't get it. So what ended up happening is I took her through a process where we moved the energy that was stored in her body that we didn't even know was holding her back, because, where is that energy? Can't see it, right?
We don't see it. Yeah, right.
We're able to find it, and we're able to move the energy, and that week she had a job. So it really was like I think 15-minute process, and she had a job again. And she was so excited about that because she realized that something was possible even when she thought it wasn't really possible for her to get the job because she was failing so much.
And what did you do specifically then? So you said 15 minutes, bam, she had a job. Sounds so easy, right? It sounds so simple. What were some of the mechanics then, if you will, in terms of how you begin to kind of flush that through and begin to get her, more centered, if you will?
Absolutely. Well, first of all, I am the king of simple. So if something seems not simple, it isn't it. So that's the first point I want to make, because there's so many processes and so many things out there, and they're very, very complicated. And if you've got to figure out how to even do the process first, and that becomes a complicated thing, you're never going to get to the goal, because you need something simple. The simple things work. Yeah. So the first thing that we do is we get into the body, and that's what I did with her. I got her into her body. You see, there's a difference between being in your body and being in your head. Being in your head is kind of like hyper focus or hyper analytical, if you would. Mm-hmm. And when we're all in that place, your brain can only process 40 bits of information per second. So think about that as in a phone number, for example. A phone number was originally made to be 7 digits. They're 9 now, but they used to be 7. And the reason that they were 7 was because that's what people could remember. They could remember about 7 numbers.
Right.
That's the limitation of your intellect. Your intellect can only process 7 digits at a time. That is not very fast. That is why counseling takes so long. When people go through counseling and it takes 10 years, well, that's because you're using the intellect processor, which is very slow. So we want to go Pentium power here. Right. We want to go to a super turbo computer, and that's actually not your brain, it's your body. And your body can process at 4 million bits of information per second. So comparing the two, you can tell that being in your body will be more successful. Here's the thing. We've been programmed to live in our head. We got praised in school for being in our head. I remember I was in school once, remember?
Way back in the day, right?
And when I was in school, I was in a place that was a place of great learning. And my teacher thought that I was just daydreaming and dozing off. So she knocked on my desk, said, wake up, pay attention, Joshua, you're not paying attention. So she got me into this hyper focus, into my intellect. I didn't learn a thing. So the thing is what we think is paying attention and what we think is learning is being in the head. But that's just thinking, and it's kind of wrong. Because if you use your intellect to that extreme, what's going to happen is you're going to short circuit, and you're not going to be able to accomplish the things that you want to accomplish, especially in business, because your body can process at 4 million bits of information per second. Let's say, for example, you didn't know what to do. You had a decision. You had 7 different choices you could do, and you wanted to make a decision. If you thought each one of them out, do you know how long it would take you to really decide which one is the right one? Well, probably forever. And even if you chose one, you wouldn't even know if that was right. Well, why is that? Because you're guessing. You're taking a guess of what your intellect thinks. Now, your intellect is where you store fear. So if your fear gets in the way of that, now your intellect is basing everything on your past of what's happened, bringing up the fear, and stopping you from choosing what you really need to choose. Yep. So you can imagine that if you got into your body and got out of your head, you'd get into a place of knowing, not guessing. And if you're in that place of knowing, wow, then the possibilities are so available to you. And when you're in that place of knowing, it's not going to be difficult to make a choice. There was a woman that had 6 businesses, and she wanted to do them all. And she said, Joshua, I just want to do all of these businesses. I love them all. And the problem is, though, is that I'm doing a little bit in this one, a little bit in that one, started that one over there and did a little bit over here. She's so spread out. And she said, I know I probably should choose 1 or 2, but I have 6 and I can't let any of them go. So I took her into her body and I just got her into that place of knowing. And I just simply asked her to let go of what she thought and just go with what she felt. Because that's how the body gives you information. So she started to feel what I was asking. And I asked her, which of the businesses resonates with you the most? And I mentioned all the businesses that she was doing. And she was able to choose one right off the bat. It took less than 5 minutes. And she was so excited to do that business. And what she realized was all the other things that she was doing, although how great they weren't a business, but more like hobbies. And so she said, I can incorporate those when I have time, when I want, but for my business. And what she decided to do is being a Reiki practitioner. And so she chose to be a Reiki practitioner today. To this day, this is like 15 years ago. To this day, she's a Reiki practitioner still doing her business.
And highly successful.
Absolutely.
I mean, being focused on it.
Now she's focused.
Yeah, so fascinating, being out of your head and into your body, because I think so many times what we tend to do is we think like we want to solve our problems by thinking about our problems. What are the different options? And then we start analyzing, and then we overanalyze, and then it becomes that paralysis by analysis, and then we become just overwhelmed and stuck, and then it just gets where, whoo.
Yep, the wheels turn.
So how do you get them into the body? How would you recommend that we get in our bodies, from our heads into our bodies? What practical steps can we take? Is it meditation? Is it breathing exercises? Is it walks in nature? Is it hanging out with you more often? I mean, what is it that can get us out of our heads into our bodies more consistently?
Well, to get out of your head and into your body, the first part to understand is attention. Attention. So where you put your attention matters. Where do we normally put our attention? Up here. We're up here all the time. Now, why? Because we think that's where we think, and we think that's what we're supposed to do, is to get that information from our thinking brain. But all we're doing is spinning the wheels and not necessarily getting the answers or getting movement forward in our life or business. So we've got to get out of the head, which seems counter to what we would think. But that's good, because if you're not thinking, that's a good thing.
And it goes around and around and around. I'm getting confused.
Imagine being in your body and moving your attention down your body instead of up gives you the benefit of the whole system providing you information. See, if you only go into your head, the only information you have is analytical information. But we have our gut reactions, we've got intuition, we have senses or feelings that show up that we ignore because we think they don't mean anything. But when you're in your body, they start to mean something. So getting into your body is bringing your attention from up here, down the body, all the way to the base of your spine or under your feet. And it really doesn't matter which one, but whatever one you like. When we bring our attention down, it starts to ground us. It's sort of like the key that opens up the beingness. It's not quite the beingness, but it opens it up. Okay. So then we have intention, okay? So if our attention goes down, then we have the intention to open up space. Here's the thing. Stress is what closes the space. When we open up space, the stress goes away. So just simply by adding space to your day, space to your life, I know it seems very simple, but like I told you, the simple things are really what works. When you open up space, you actually open up breathing room, if you would. And when you have that room where you feel like you have a lot of space in your body, then things start to happen. Your intuition starts to show up. Your great ideas and creativity starts to sparkle. You start to create this whole new way of being. And all you did was get into your body and open up space. So I have a process I can take you through if you like it that will get us there.
Awesome. Yeah, exactly.
All right, excellent. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to take a ball of energy and you're going to put it into your hands. Just like this. Yep, that's it. And in that ball of energy, I want you to put some love energy into it.
I like that.
What that feels like. Yeah, right? Feels good. I also want you to put your business in there, but not as it is now, but as you want it to be in 10 years.
Okay.
Yeah. And then also put your put transformation in there. The possibility that something can transform that will be better than it is now.
Okay.
And put some goodness in there too. Let's have that in there. That would be good. Now you might feel it's a little different than when you put your hands up there originally, right?
Yep.
So just hold it there and put it right above your head. And let's close your eyes and bring that ball down into the crown of your head, going behind your eyes, passing your throat. Bring it down. Your heart. Let it go down, passing your heart all the way down your body and inside, passing your upper stomach, your lower stomach. Let it go down to the base of your spine, and you can either keep it there or bring it down your legs and under your feet. So whichever you choose is good. Both work. Great. So right now, with just that, we didn't finish the exercise, but just notice the difference between being in your head and now being in your body. You look calm, right? You look calm and serene, and it feels good. Imagine if you understand if something feels good, it only gets better. If something feels bad, it only feels worse, right? Okay. So notice that with I don't know, 6 seconds maybe that was, that you already changed something. Remember I said the easy things work, okay? So now keep your attention now either at the base of your spine or under your feet. And breathe in. And out. Now, reach up above your head, and you're going to grab your higher self. Yep, just grab your higher self by the feet and pull your higher self in. Just pull your higher self in into the top of your head, just like the ball, and let your higher self slide. Just slide right down your body, just the same way, down your body all the way until it fits all the way down into your feet. Just bring it right down. So your higher self goes inside your body, deep to your feet. Breathe into that. Good. Now, you're going to open up space. To open up space, you're going to put your awareness on the 4 corners of your room. and you're going to keep your awareness under your feet or at the base of your spine, either one. So just put your awareness on all four corners of your room at the same time and down. Good. Now we're going to do a little bit of breathing. We're going to breathe in through the nose and blow it out. In through the nose and blow it out. In through the nose, blow it out. And now we're going to do some faster breaths. We're going to do 3 really hard ones like this. Good. Now go to the slow ones. 2 more times. Keep your attention low. And 1 more. And open your eyes whenever you want. And how do you feel now?
Like I'm ready for a nap.
Now wait a second, because your energy is going to spin up in just a moment.
Calm, yeah.
It feels calm, but also, do you notice that you have energy and you're not exhausted?
Yeah. It's just really clean. It feels just really clean.
It's clean. So it's clean. It's like a calm awakening.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So when you're in this place, this is where your creativity shines. This is where you attract at higher levels of possibilities. You know, we want to make an extra $10,000 this week. How about making an extra $10,000 today? How could you do that? Well, your brain doesn't know the answer to that. That's the problem. Your brain has no idea how you're going to make $10,000 today. But your body, which is connected to the quantum field, the morphogenetic field, which is connected to all of your chakra fields, your auric field, you are connected to a system that is greater than you. And in that system, we have ability to tap into it and get information that will tell us how to make $10,000 today. But we've closed down that system because we are too much in our head. So I just taught you how to get into a place where you can start accessing that system again that we've closed out and start opening up to your possibilities, to money, to new ideas that you have wanted to do for 30 years and never got to it. Now is the time to change your life, change your business, and you can do it instantly.
I love it. And it is, like you mentioned, it's so simple. And that's why it works.
It is, and we can't believe many times that it's that simple. And so a lot of times people get, I guess, snowed by our by our intellect, telling us, no, that can't be that easy. It can't work that way. Well, as long as you have that thinking, and that's like that kind of thinking. As long as we have that thinking, that's where we get stuck. So if we let go of how we've been taught it was, or our conditioning told us it was, instead, live your life with the possibility that anything could happen today and see how your life is different.
Oh, I love it. Joshua, thank you so much, brother. I mean, for all of this, for the connection, for the experience. Hopefully everyone was able to get it and to be in this experience, to feel this experience, not just to watch this and not just to think about it from a theoretical perspective, but to be in it, to experience it, because that's where the magic is, right? I mean, that's where the growth and the manifestation and whether it's $10,000 this week or whatever it is from a business perspective, it really is that easy and that simple. I know you've got your TV show. I wanted to make sure that you give a quick prop on what you got going on with Emotionally Free TV. Great show, doing some awesome things over there, helping a lot of people. So if people want to know more about that, what is that? Emotionallyfree.tv. Is that the URL for us?
That is where it is.
Keep it simple, right? Emotionallyfree.tv. So guys, if you've enjoyed Joshua, feel free to share this message, share this video, share this with people that can really benefit from this information, and go check out Josh's television show, emotionallyfree.tv. You're going to get a ton out of it. Joshua, thanks again, brother. I so appreciate taking time out of your busy schedule to be with us. We all thank you for being with us. And as always, brother, peace and love.
Thanks so much. I appreciate you having me today. Thanks.
All right. Take care, my brother.
Bye for now.